And there we are. See? I knew I'd get it. I love doing TV this way. I love doing this TV this way. It's raw television. You guys get the good, the bad, and the ugly here. But it's raw television. I love it. I'm going to screen share here, but I want it in landscape. Why do I have it in settings? Okay, but it's not giving me an option. Anyway, it's not giving me an option to turn it to landscape versus portrait. I don't know why that is. Let me add a channel here. Screen share. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. There's my big head right there. Let's look at this chart here real quick. Wow. Man, I nailed it yesterday, didn't I? I nailed it. See that? It's still traveling in that channel right there. And it's coming to a head here. You see here, it's coming through the arrow. It's coming through. Let's see where it's not making a direction. It looks like the sellers are winning out, but this of course is in a monthly chart. Let's take this down to the day. Okay. Oof, look at that. You see this? So see that right here, the angles here, and then it's coming in here. So it's been traveling in this lane right here, and then it's traveling in this sub lane right here. And this is all sideways. So this is all sideways. That's all sideways as you see it coming to the head of that. And then you could actually take this, be more like this. Oh, look at that. This is a closer representation of what this is. Just like that right there. You could even say that's probably closer to the real representation right there. Yeah. That is probably closer. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow. You see here where it's hitting the top of this candle? And then these went through. So it was trying to make its play going up. And then it came back down into this channel right here as it started going into this sub channel, and then it's been going sideways. But looky here. So this is what I've been trying to say. We are coming to a point here where, ooh, wow. That's probably closer to the right there. Yeah. And this is what these guys were talking about yesterday, where the 365-day moving average is all coming close to that point where it's the tipping point. And this thing could spill over. Now, when it does, it can go in either direction. I mean, either direction. You could give this even a little bit more grace if you wanted to, like right there. And on this one right here, you could go something like this if you really wanted to. I think that's the better chart right there. I think that's the better one right there. And yeah, right. Just like that right there. So it's coming to the point right here. And it's moving sideways, but once again, it tried to make its way out of this channel right here as it's moving sideways and up. This is actually going sideways and down here. This has been traveling downwards. You can even look right there if I wanted to make it look. Oop. See that right there? So it's traveling down, but over the last since the 9th of August, you know, oof. This bull market may be halfway through, but it's not done yet. Ooh. Yeah. Well, it started a little bit early. Usually it starts in June, and every 2 years you have 2 years of bull, 2 years of 2 years of a bull market, and then you have 2 years of a bear market. But with that said, typically it starts and ends in May, June. This last couple of cycles, it started in November, October, November. And so, it is what it is. But I want you to look at this. Take a look at this right here. Okay. We put a little virtual background back there. So I had to add them back in there. Y'all pay attention to this chart right here. I'll be right back. Y'all look at that chart, then I'm going to talk to you ladies here in just a second. All right, and here we are. We're back at it again. We took a couple of minute commercial break so I could do my hair up and grab a cup of coffee. But there's a lot going on here. I'm telling you, who knows where this may end up. But right now, Bitcoin's trading right at $60,794 for the day. And you can see here, look at this. And this is pretty incredible trading. I might want to just, yeah, that's more like it right there. Man, that is right on the money too. Right there. Ooh. Wow. I could take that down just a little bit more. Probably right there. Yeah. And you see here where it hit the top here. By the way, let me get, I messed that up. So on the bottom side, you want the lows. So it hit there. And bam. So you could always move this out too, like that right there. Or you could take this one up here, right there. You could take that down there. Right there. And then you could take these up. You could take this like this, which extends that out, but it's not by much. Or you could make it look like that right there. Oh, look at that. Holy cow. That's really where you want it to be right there. See that? So it hit the bottom of this candle here, and it hit the bottom of this candle just right there. See that? Of course, this is on a day chart right here. So this is pretty cool. It's not real scientific, but this is just showing you the alleys that it's trading in. That's all. You know, the lanes, we call them lanes. I'm just showing you a lane that is traveling in. But according to the experts out there, you know, they're saying that they think this thing's gonna bust. Here's the Bitcoin news going out there right now. Yeah, there's a lot of folks here, technical analysts, that really believe that, you know, see that? They're all doing the same as me. And rarely do you see technical analysts that'll do something like this, because they're over here on this area here doing, you know, charting us in these type projections. But this is on a 4-hour right here. And you see it's been up for the last, but once again, when you set this is only a 4-hour chart. So this is not even a day chart, but bullish pennant formation. Okay. Well, they're calling this one bullish. Let's see what some of the other guys say out there. This is also a 4-hour chart. I don't really understand his charting that he has here, but I mean, you can see the lane. You can see the lane that it's traveling in 100%. That's just his way of charting. That's all. Possible scenario for upcoming days. Let's take a look at a couple of more here. We'll get back to some banking here in just a second. But I like the way this analyst has charted his scenario, what he thinks Bitcoin's going to do. You see here it's been moving sideways here, and he thinks that this possibly could be heading towards $68,000. He also has it charted down here. Well, I won't give too much of an explanation of his chart. I did like that though. Already saw that one. Saw that one. Saw that one. Let's take a look at this one. This guy's projecting, and this is a 1 hour chart right here. You see here, he's thinking this thing's heading down to 59,000. Of course, you see it trading out of that right there. So this is just, you know, really good stuff when people are laying this out, and this is how you want to do it. When you're looking at your charts, let's take a look at what this guy is saying. Why is that a bloodbath? Okay, well, it's just a headline. This guy is projecting, or he's Alan Santana. Good chart, Alan, is thinking that this is where this is going. We'll follow Alan here so we can study his stuff. But you see here where he thinks this is the end of the day. That's why it's done that right there. He's thinking that it's heading down. Now, a bloodbath would be, Alan, a bloodbath would be it hitting into the 20s and maybe 30. I mean, you could see it. He's got this charted all the way down to 38,000. I mentioned last night that I think that we're heading into the 35, 38, 35, $32,000 range. I mean, I can I also have it charted all the way under 20,000. Good chart right there. I'll go back over here to some of these guys that I've been. This guy's really laid it out good here. Do you see this? A rebound opportunity. Bitcoin faces short squeeze. So he thinks, according to what he's saying here, that this is going to, you know, see it moving. It's moving sideways here. It's moving sideways. But he has his idea is that this is a short trend. Interesting. Good stuff there, Alan. Once again, this guy's going on a 4-hour chart. I don't usually do anything under. Every once in a while, I'll put up an hour chart. I did that last night, but this is a good indication of what's happening. You know, 8 times, 6 times in a day. 6 times 4 is 24. So this is a good indication of what's happening here. I like that. Good charting. Really good. Good charting. Of course, once again, you guys do your own stuff. Don't be afraid to go out there and do your own stuff. I don't know about this guy. I think David 3. I think you did a good job, David. Really good job. Really good job of charting here. We'll follow along and use your charts every once in a while. Frank, we'll follow Frank. I like what he did here. This is a 1 hour chart, which I did last night. I did the 1 hour chart, and you see what he's done here. Let's look at a little of the news. This bull market may be halfway through, but it's not done yet. Like that. Things are getting quiet, really quiet, raising concerns about whether this is still a bull market for the highly volatile crypto ecosystem, while this answer lies in Bitcoin performance and altcoin prices. Historical data and recent developments can predict the point at which the cycle is. Interesting, and that's true. In this analysis, Belm Crypto examines crucial on-chain metrics that suggest the bull market started about 2 years ago and could have reached 50% completion. No, bull markets, I 100% disagree with that part right there. Typically, bull markets last 2 years, and 2 years bear market. But if you look at Bitcoin and the trajectory of it over the last 14 years, it has done nothing but go up. Okay. So it's been in a full-time bull market. Yes, full-time bull market. But once again, with saying that, it's had its periods where it's trended down. Very interesting. I like what you said here. Good stuff. I mean, I'm not against you. The year 2022 was a particularly difficult time for the crypto market, which had previously thrived in 21. The industry saw major firms like FTX, Celsius, and Three Arrows Capital collapse, triggering widespread bankruptcies and causing significant declines in cryptocurrency prices. By November 21 of 22, Bitcoin had plunged to 15,000. Forgot about that already. 15,409. Ethereum was trading at 1,065. And the Binance coin was at 248. Solana was at $7.70. Well, he's making some good points here, whoever this guy or gal is. Notably, the Bitcoin halving, which typically drives massive price increases, which it does. So typically, I want to talk on that for a second. Typically, when a coin goes up, when you have a halving, which happens every 4 years, in a halving, halving, a halving means that the difficulty to mine it becomes that 50% more difficult. So we're still looking at another till year 2143. So we got about another 110 years, or 143, 33, 20. We've got about another 119 or 19 years before the last Bitcoin is going to get mined. Okay. So there's a lot. And by the way, just so you know it, there's enough Bitcoin to go around. If there was 80 billion people, you don't have to print more, or you can't print it, but you wouldn't have to mine more. And this particular equation is you can't add to it. 21 million Bitcoin is the end of the equation. Okay. That's as far as it goes. This mathematical equation here. That's it. 21 million. So at that point right there, as Bitcoin gets saturated and it's used, if it becomes used like currency, then they may figure something out here where it can be used in trading as currency, but not by the general public. I think that would be a real travesty to the coin and the creator, Satoshi Nakamoto. But once again, I'm not an engineer, but I, if you go read the white paper, it was made for currency, and it wasn't made to replace the banks or the dollar or anything like that. It was a good supplement to go along with it, and it could take over those, and they could be secondary. They could take the second position. But once again, we're 15 years into it, 15 years into it now, and you still don't have you know, it's still not any kind of currency. And the blockchain of BTC has no utility to it. That coffee is good. You have no friends. The best thing you could do for your sponsees is leave them alone. There you go. Look at that, Wes. Live on television. Now I'm going to send it to this guy. I highly recommend that you do not drink and that you do not do drugs. Don't do it. I mean, you can if you want, but so much of the life gets left behind when we're sitting in that state of mind. And here I am, I'm 62 years old. That I was talking about my kids earlier. Let me finish that thought. I was talking about my children earlier, and I don't want to hang around them. I don't want to hang around them or the grandkids. Not because I don't love them. It's because I'm on a journey and I'm going that way. And they have their own lives and they're not on my journey. So I'm heading as fast as I can in another direction so I can live my life to the fullest. That's what I'm doing. And there's a lot of disappointment and heartache and hardship and difficulties and you name it along the way, but it pales to the gratitude and the enthusiasm that I continue to carry. Jack Ma, one of the richest men in the world, he said, it being in business is tough today, and tomorrow's going to really suck, and the day after you're going to want to kill yourself. Most people quit it suck. I have to go back and look at that quote, but he did say most people quit it suck because we just don't want, oh, this is too much. And why is that? My internet's not working. Why is that? Hold on, I'm sending a message. There you go. Look at that, Wes. Live on television. Okay. And here we go. Let's look a little bit more news, okay? We're here. 2020 bull run. Yeah. So typically what happens in these bull runs, every time that it does a halving, it goes up 7 to 14 times. Interesting stuff. I like that story. It's a good story. Let's see what else is in the news here. All eyeballs on Bitcoin as US dollar index hits 2024 lows. So let's talk about this one for a second. So typically what happens is the dollar, as the dollar is trending up, and we're talking about trends. So like a year or two trend, right? As it trends up, then you know, whatever the dollar's doing, Bitcoin is going to do something different. Okay. And the reason is because people are hedging differently. They're taking their money out and they're hedging. That's typically what happens. Okay. Let's take a look at a couple of more stories, and we're going to look at the Bitcoin market here. Good story. Top crypto performers today: Floki, Immutable, and Flare. I know this. I don't pay attention to this, but I've heard of it. Bitcoin was down around 1% in the past 24 hours, near 60,500 data showed. Ethereum, Binance, Solana, XRP, meanwhile, were mostly flat. Okay. What's at stake in Jackson Hole with the Fed and Jerome Powell? Join us ahead of the Fed meeting tomorrow. Okay. CNBC is going to be doing a halftime show on that. That will be the first time that the Fed has cut interest rates since they peaked at multi-decade highs above 5% in the mid-2023. Leading meme Bitcoin, or excuse me, leading meme coin Floki, Inu, known as Floki, is up 8.5% in the last 24 hours to 0.00014 per token. Floki remains wedged in a downtrend from its June high of 0.00035. Oh yeah, that's a big drop. It's about 70%, 60%. Interesting stuff. I like that. Good reporting there. There's your day chart right there. Once again, Bitcoin right now trading as we speak at $60,770. Hold on, I'm just looking at some stuff here. All right, guys. I'm just looking at the chart. That's it. I'm just trying to see where it's going. Let's take a look at another chart here. And then here in a few minutes, we're going to take a commercial break. Bitcoin right now trading at $60,744. Traded 28 billion today. It's down 23% in trading. Bitcoin Cash, where's Bitcoin Cash here? Shiba Inu, the Shiba coin is up. Bitcoin Cash was ranked in like the top 20, or yeah, here it is, ranked number 21, trading at $348.62. It's in the sell position. Do you see that? It's down 35% for the day. Traded $133 million in volume today. That's down 35%. This is what I always look at, what the daily trading volume is. That is a good indicator of what's going on, or where that's going. And right here, you can see they have that. Matt has this in the sale position. Let's take a look at BSV, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, trading at $44.26. It is in a B class a rating, and it's in the not buy or sell. Yesterday it was in the buy, and today it's in the neither. It's in neutral. It's up 2.55% in trading for the day, but the daily volume, look how low that is, 15,580,000. I mean, even this coin just announced that they did $1 billion worth of a billion transactions. It's the only Bitcoin that has any utility to it. So, let me talk to you for a second. When people are against you, there's a reason for it. When they're not looking at what's going on, when people start coming against you, you're doing something right, especially if it's the elite or the establishment. And the Bitcoin establishment, they're no better than anybody else. I love everyone in the Bitcoin world, but there's a hierarchy here too. And you got the guys who think that, they're it and nothing, but, they're it for now, but doesn't mean that's the way it's going to be. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Hold tight. So, you know, things happen. Be careful. Be careful, but always do business, 100% ahead. I mean, full steam ahead. Like put the pedal down and go fast. Like don't not do business because you're afraid. You have to risk. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to plug my phone in. Ooh, that's a lot of images. All right. Let's get out of the full screen mode right there. Let's take a look at a couple of more coins, okay? But here, I want to see if I can pull up the chart here for Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. This is on Binance. It is trading on Binance. Hold on, let me see if I can. It's not wanting to pull up that chart, but let's take a look at this one. If you're going to do something that's look at this. Ooh. So this right here, you see here where I drew the cone where it's coming to a head, but when it's on the 15-minute one, you see here where it gets a lot of life here before it gets there. But once again, this is only based on 15 minutes. And according to some of the analysts, now today they're not talking about it, but yesterday they were talking about it coming into the 365-day chart and how it looked like it was going to spill out. It is going to spill over. It did. But that it was going to head in one direction or the other. And it didn't really go anywhere but sideways. And it continued to go sideways. But this is a really cool little chart here. You see this? This is just a 15-minute chart. So you see a lot of volatility going up and down. It's not moving that much. But once again, here you go. Pretty cool. That's a better view of it right there. See how it's just been moving sideways here? A little bit of up, a little bit of down. But this is all in the 60. This is all within $1,000 range. See here from $60,059 all the way up to $61,000. So it's about a $1,500 range up and down into this channel. It hasn't had much in the last day. Today's the 22nd. So let's get over to the 21st. Here's the 21st. So here's a day ago. And you see how it moved here, you know, all about $1,400-$1,500 as well. And this has been moving sideways, you know, up and down, but it's staying in that 1,000, that $1,500 range where it's moving sideways. This is just beautiful, man. That is just incredible to see this. See that right here? Nothing major. You still got people buying, but the buying's down, you know, 22 billion for the day. This thing usually trades, you know, somewhere between 30 and 35 and 40 billion dollars typically in a day it trades. So the trading volume is down. But you don't see any efforts here by those who are wanting to sell. Any more effort from those who are wanting to buy and for it to go up. So you got a little bit of buying, a little bit of selling. Nobody putting any real pressure on. That's obvious because it's going sideways here. And since yeah. So since yesterday, you see here, you know, it went up a 1,000, and then it brought it back down about 500. Then it went down another 300. Then it started traveling back up again to that, you know, 1,000, 1,300. Then it came down again about 1,200, and then it's been going up, but you know, just $200 or $300, and then it came down $200 or $300. Then it went back up about $300 or $400, about $350. And over the last hour and a half or two or three, it's been going sideways, all at about $100, $150 change. So it's pretty exciting stuff what's going on. Let's look at a longer chart here, something that's going to be a little longer. I typically don't look at things that are, you know, that short a time period. And you saw how big the point was on the 15-minute. It dragged it out quite a bit. But once again, that's because it was only on 15. It looks tighter here, but this is a day chart. So this is very interesting. Let's see what happens. This is going to get very exciting here. This is going to get very exciting to see there. I changed that from the 15-minute to the 1-day chart. So this is really exciting to see what happens. Who knows where this is going to wind up? I mean, some people think this is going to go to the moon. We could make a case for it. Let's look at that. You see here, we'd really have to move that down though. Move that to like right there. Like right there. And so that's your channel right there. That's your channel right there. See that? Or that's the lane at which, if it was to go to the moon, it would go. It would follow this right here. The other line for that, for those of you who like to chart. And so, by the way, these are not really scientific type charts. Right there. Look how pretty that is. That's if it was decide, that's about what that would look like right there. Of course, I have these things charted all the way to 188,000, which is right there. And that's what that would look like right there. If it was to take this path that it's on now and continue to go up, and by somewhere around April of 2025, you would hit the $188,000 mark. But once again, I have it hitting that in February. So if it goes up, my charting that's more technical than this right here, because this is just showing you some trends, right? I have it trending. I have it charted to 188,000, just right under 189,000, but in around the 25th of February. Now, with that, of course, we could I could be totally wrong, and but once again, it's given itself a chance many times. Right here, right here, right here. All of these, you see how it starts here and it goes almost straight up. See that right there? These have had more of a chance to go than this one. This is more of a slant, and which makes me believe that it has no chance for this to stay in here. I don't think it has any chance in the world to stay in that lane. But you see how it's moving sideways, right? You see how that's moving sideways? Moving sideways like this. So, really when you're charting something like this, it doesn't give you a lot of indicators like this right here. Now, this right here is straight up, that's going to the moon. The question is, though, it always stops, typically stops, which it has quite often. It hasn't gone back to the all-time highs, and it's just going down, 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 and then going sideways. So let's see what happens here. It's going to get exciting. I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows? Let me take that off of here. We're sweating a little bit today. It is hot in here. I love being here. I love it. So that's what it looks like for Bitcoin and BSV. I wasn't able to pull up the chart on BSV. Let's see if I can pull it up one more time. I'm going to give it a chance here. Very exciting stuff. What's going on? Let's take a look at X and see what's going on Twitter. You with me? Let's take a look on Twitter and see what's going on. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Elon's asking, oh, this is parody. I don't look at the parodies. When the speaker, this is Mike Johnson himself talking about himself. When the Speaker of the House asks you for your input, is he the Speaker? It's important. Please complete the Speaker's November preparedness survey. I don't think so. I don't think that anything that these politicians ask us are important for us to do anything they ask. They totally screwed us. Totally screwed us. Like, why would we listen to somebody who has totally screwed us? No. Mm-mm. Please take down Jane. Hold on, guys. Hold on a second. All right, let's just take a look at a little bit more news here, okay? Yeah, I'm not doing anything that these politicians ask. Let's see what the new posts say. Yeah, yeah. This is time to do a new search engine because Google has totally gone off the rails. By the way, the last CEO, said that Google's days were gone. Were coming to an end. Of course, nobody believed him, and everybody's, oh yeah, right. But once again, a lot of companies meet their end. Like there's not one company in the Fortune 500 that's still there. As a matter of fact, every company in the Fortune 500 that was there from 1959 is no longer there. They're all gone, all replaced with all new companies. And these were companies that people said were too big to fail. Looks like Elon got some cheek implants. Look at that. If that's real. Those look like implants right there. It's okay. No big deal.
I'm good. How are you? Good. And you have the medium nice white milk with stretchy chest, 2 extra scoops of vanilla soft top and caramel drizzle, and extra sugar sprinkles. Yeah, that's me. Oh man. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Good. And you have the medium nice white milk with stretchy chest, 2 extra scoops of vanilla soft top and caramel drizzle, and extra sugar sprinkles. Yeah, that's me. Oh man. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
What Ooh. In this image of Jesus of Nazareth, new X-ray analysis just revealed the Shroud of Turin, Christ's alleged burial cloth, to be 2,000 years old. So here's what we know and why it might just be real. Interesting. Interesting. Don't believe it, but that's just my opinion. Why did they destroy all the bells? Good question. All the bells are gone. Used to be the bells were on the churches. When I was a little kid, they still had bells on churches. And they rang all the time in our city. iPhone said, the creator of the Apple said they believe the phones could go as high as $4,000 and people would buy them.
This is our time. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or none of the above, this is our time. Whether you're Democrat.
Okay. Oh, yeah. If this lady don't have something between her legs, then, you know, I'm not against her. I like her. I still think she's a dude. That doesn't make me mean.
You can go around. This is private property.
You're gonna get out of my goddamn way.
This is private property.
You're not gonna lock
This is
me
private.
The cops were here last night. They know we're here.
This is private property.
You went out of my fucking face. I'm going to get my van. You're not gonna sit
You
here.
can go around. You can go around. You're not. You broke this fence. Did you cut this fence?
No, it's already broken.
No, it wasn't.
It already was,
All the
dude.
cops, you're not gonna sit here and block me from getting my van.
I'm not blocking you.
There's something wrong with
I'm stopping you from trespassing on this property. Yeah, you trespass. Your van's going to be towed.
Then it's not gonna be going. Better get out of the way. Okay? Park this man out.
our inventory here.
Better let me through it or I'm gonna hit you. You're not gonna block my thing. You're not gonna lock me in here.
You cut a hole in the fence.
I didn't cut
You're
my
not cutting.
move. Get out of my goddamn way.
Don't
Don't be my husband. Go get my husband and my son. Get out of my goddamn way. Get
Stay the back. Stay the back. Get the back. Get back.
out of here. You won't let me through, Will. He said, you won't let me through. Let me through.
You can go.
That's amazing. Love it. We can't play the words on this one because this guy does a lot of cussing. He's going to try to rob this guy. Don't go robbing people. Let's look at that one more time. Don't go robbing people. I don't know what country this is in, but don't do it. Look at him. He pulls a gun. And the guy just fights him off with his hands. But the guy had a gun. He could have shot him at any time. Probably tried to. Well, he laid a whooping on him. Don't pull a gun on people. Don't do it. Ouch. He smacked it in the head. Of course. Ooh, look at that, how big that octopus is. I don't know how big that shark was. And look at the fish. Now they're after that shark. All right, guys and gals. You've been watching the Fly Mackey Show here on Smart Money Culture Television. If you're looking for credit, go to smartmoneyculture.tv/credit. Ladies, come on. 42% of you. Be your own banker. We'll see you. Have a great night.